Welcome to Word of the Day Thursday, and our word for this week is listen. Listen. A few weeks ago, a number of my friends and family told me about a Facebook post. It was a very young boy talking to, we assume, his mother. The conversation is pretty one-sided, with the boy repeating, "Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen." It went on that way for some time. I find myself wondering how often God tries to have that same conversation with me. Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. In our upcoming gospel for this week from Matthew 18, we hear the admonition to listen. Listen is a word we often hear in our Bible. Perhaps a person is praying to God to listen to their problems and hurts. Or perhaps the prophets are asking the people of God to listen to the word of God. Listening is a problem. It doesn't take much to see that in the world around us. We're so quick to talk and so slow to listen. And yet when we do listen, we do learn. I found that has been so true for me in the last few months. I've watched with horror as George Floyd had his breath and life taken away from him by a police officer kneeling on his neck. I've watched as Jacob Blake was shot 7 times in the back as the police officer who shot him was close enough to pull on his t-shirt. And I've watched with dismay as peaceful protests turned destructive and violent. Like so many others, I truly believe Black Lives Matter. Like so many others, I do not like to see violence and destruction, windows boarded up in our downtown. But a few days ago, I found myself really listening as a Black commentator said this: "Why is it that white people get more upset about broken windows than they do about broken Black bodies?" I listened and I heard. And I thought of my response, and I thought of what it means to be white in this world. And I know it's time for me to listen more to what people of color are saying about their life experience. It is so different than my own. I know that it's time to listen to the voices of Black women and men, Indigenous people, and all others who have been marginalized by our society and by me. Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. It's time for me to hear the voices speaking out. We throw the word racist out and proclaim that we are not racist, as if it is only about words or actions that hurt others. When we listen, we see that our whole society and our whole history have a story to tell us about how others have been marginalized and minimized. When I listen to Jesus' words in our Bible, I realize that we are called to something more than the status quo in this country. We're called to be allies to those who are hurting. We are called to stand up with those whose rights have been knelt on for so long. We are called to remember, whenever we try to draw a line in the sand between us and them, Jesus is over there with them. The Reverend William Barber in the Poor People's Campaign perhaps says it best: "Somebody's been hurting our people. It's gone on far too long. We won't be silent anymore." Let's listen.